Porque diga lo que diga, yo soy libre de pensar, porque siento que es la hora de ganar la libertad. ¿Hasta cuando ya de abusos es el tiempo de cambiar? Porque basta de miseria, voy a decir que no.
Porque nace el arco iris después de la tempestad. Porque quiero que florezcan mil maneras de pensar. Porque sin la dictadura la alegría va a llegar. Porque pienso en el futuro, voy a decir que no.
Vamos a decir que no.
Oh, con la fuerza de mi voz.
Vamos a decir que no. Oh,
yo lo canto sin temor.
Vamos a decir que no. Oh,
todos juntos a triunfar.
Vamos a decir que no.
Por la vida y por la paz.
Terminemos con la muerte, es la oportunidad.
Debe ser a la violencia.
Midt ude i Stillehavet ligger der en lille ø. 1 kilometer på den ene led, 2 kilometer på den anden led, med lodrette klippesider, der går lige ned i det brusende hav, og kun et par enkelte steder, hvor mennesker kan komme i land. Det er Pitcairnøen. Det er der, hvor mytteristerne fra Bounty i 1790 skjulte sig. Det er her, vi med Return of Marco Polo ligger for anker lige nu. Og det er også her, hvor der bor nogle få efterkommere af Fletcher Christian og de andre mytterister, som gik i land dengang. Det program, som vi sender nu, ja, der vil vi snakke med nogle af efterkommerne. Det bliver 2 af de gamle her på øen, nemlig Irma og Ben Christian. Vi vil snakke med dem om de forandringer, de har oplevet her på Pitcairn i de år, de har været her, om hvordan de forestiller sig, at fremtiden på Pitcairn kommer til at se ud. Velkommen til programmet, og lad os komme i gang.
We better start with that you introduce yourself to the television viewers in Europe. What's your name?
Ben Christian.
Ben Christian?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is it allowed to ask about your age?
Yeah. I'm 68 years old.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what's your code?
I'm Irma.
Irma?
Yes.
Christian as well, I guess.
You meant,
You're married?
yes,
Yeah.
because I am. Well, yes, I was a Warren before I got married, so I'm a Christian now.
Oh yeah. But then you must be the descendant of this famous Fletcher Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Long way back, maybe.
Yeah, way back. I'm the 6th generation from Fletcher Christian.
You have just been on work, as we can see. Ben, what have you been doing?
Just building a new storage shed down at the edge.
Oh yeah?
Yes, and we're just about finished now. We'll be finished putting the gutterings and things on like that and cleaning around.
But you are doing other things like that than this?
Oh yes, apart from that, gardening and chopping wood, making souvenirs and little odds in it.
Yeah. Have you any special profession right now on the island?
No. I'm retired. I used to be the island secretary for 26 years.
Yeah?
Oh. Yes, but at the age of 65 I retired
Oh, yeah.
from the job, yeah.
Okay. Good. But still busy, I guess.
Oh yes, still busy.
Well, I'm working as one of the radio operator on the commercial station here. And I'm also, I take care of the public relation. Yes. All information letters that comes in, yeah.
And how often are you up there at the radio station working?
Well, we've got skids. We put in about 4 skids a week, and 4 plus 2 at night skids. That all depends on if we have traffic to deal with at night time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like it?
Very much.
Yeah.
Like it very much, yes.
What do you got any children?
Yeah, we got 3 3 children.
3 boys or?
2 girls and 1 boy.
And how old are they?
The eldest is a girl, she's 35, and the boy is about 33, 32, 33, and the youngest is just turned 29.
Oh, it makes me old. Never mind, we can't stay young, can we?
This shows that we are old.
But they are not living here on Pitcairn?
No, 2 of them are working in New Zealand, and the youngest, she's married to an Australian, and she's working as a nurse in Australia, in Sydney.
But how can it be that they aren't living on Pitcairn any longer?
Well, they went to school and they took likings to the place and they settled in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see, actually, when they go, there's not much of a future here for them, you know, once they're... That's the unfortunate thing about Pitcairn, is that not much future for young people here.
No.
As you can see, once they've got, you know, earned education, if they don't practice or put it into practice, you know, they soon forget, don't they?
Sure.
And I think that's why the population is there's so few, because when the young people go away for overseas education, they don't really come back.
Because there's no job they can
yes,
fulfill
that's
here.
right. Yes, because of no jobs.
But are the government doing anything about that the population is being lower all the time?
No, I don't think so.
They are not putting up some other jobs?
Not really, yeah.
Well, actually, it depends on us as individuals. It's not so much about the government being responsible. I know it's very difficult, because right at the moment they're doing all that they can. Outside in the outside world, you pay tax money, don't you? That sort of helps with social security, help with pensioners, and child allowance, but we don't do that here. All that money comes from the revenue, which I think the government are doing a very good job for the people here. We are so independent, and that's one thing. And it's up to ourselves. They can't tell us to stay on Pitcairn or to go away. We go away and we get the life outside, and nobody can force them to come back.
No.
And that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the revenue that comes mostly from the stamp sale, or all of it comes from the stamp sale.
Yes, just recently, it was last year that they signed up this agreement with this Japan tuna fishery agreement, and they think that they have sold quite a number of tickets to sort of build up the revenue as well. And they think it's going to be certain. So I'm not sure, you know. But right now, the revenue, you know, is built up on stamp sales and investment. From, you know,
investments that you have previously made.
Invest the money. The interest, you know. I remember we were in Hawaii, and things that we have read in books that was written in, you know, years back. It's not like that on Hawaii now. Well, I'm using Hawaii as an example, and that's the way with Pitcairn. Things that you read in books that was written, you know, in 1950, it's not like it is now. And that's why I said it's important to come and write a book on Pitcairn as it is today. Because I said the world is growing sick. And it's young people are growing like the world too as well. And one thing I think that we've all got our power of, you know, to make our own choice. And that's the way life is today. And Pitcairn is not like it used to be. Well, I wouldn't say there were badness in years back, and like everywhere else.
Yeah.
But I said, like before, most of the population were Seventh-day Adventists. Not today. No, not today. Only a few. And that's because the young people grow up and make their own choice.
Yeah, we can only read about the past. You know about the past here in Pitcairn, and I like to know how were the main differences between, let's say, 40, 50 years ago on Pitcairn and nowadays. What would you say would be the main differences?
Well, one of the differences that I've noticed is that, well, you know, in John Adams' days, there were liquor on the island, alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, since I can remember that there wasn't any until just recently, and that is one of the obvious changes on Pitcairn that I can see. Is that alcohol is now, you know, on Pitcairn, and things. Well, I suppose that you can't really. That's things that are doing now on the Saturday as one of our day. You know, that is the day that we set aside.
Yeah.
The belief that people are doing things on that day that they never used to. So those are the two really changes that I have noticed.
Yeah.
It's sort of a...
What about the work? Has there been any changes in the work, in the private work or in the public work on the island?
No, I cannot, no change in public work and private work.
Just easy.
You are getting more easy now because we're using electric tools and things like that. Makes the work much easier in making souvenirs.
Yeah.
And even in building houses, a chainsaw and things like that makes the work much easier.
Yeah.
Sure.
And even with the tractors, you know, you have to transport the load.
Yeah.
But before, how did you manage if you want to buy something from the outside world when were coming ships? Before you got these paywork, how did you manage to buy things from the ships and so on?
Well, before, you see, we have these regular passenger ships carrying passengers, and we make souvenirs and go on board and sell them to the passengers, and that's how we get money too. And before this, things so cheap like ordering in England for a sheet of galvanized iron before only used to be ½ a crown.
So that really...
That's before they change over to dollars.
It's the same amount of work, but we, in those days, we've got more manpower, but I think they work harder to get what we, you know, to get the things that, you know, in those days than we do here now, because we've got all the tractors and electric tools that sort of ease the work, you know, to get the same amount of materials or items that we used in those days. But everything was done by hand, you know.
But one of the impressions from the books about old days was that all was bargained, all was traded, and there was really, money was non-existent. But is that true? How long time have there been money on the island?
Well, one change I notice now, that before, like back, the trading like usually done as a community trading. There used to be a share out, you know, share to get like when they barter goods like flour, sugar, or anything like that. And they collect probably a basket of fruit from each family. And the chairman of the internal committee that deals with the affairs of Pitcairn, he usually attends to those fruit on board the ship. And when they come ashore, they ring the bell, which is a 4-hit 4 signals on the bell that indicates that they've got a share out for everyone. But nowadays, it's generally done, you know, just as a private trade, individual, and no more community trading is done. Yes.
When did that change?
Well, I think it's just changed about 5 years ago, not that, 5 or 6 years.
And why did it change, actually?
Well, that is a question I think it's left with each individual, I guess.
To answer that one, yeah.
I suppose that's where selfishness comes into that.
Yeah, but is it necessary that in the name of development, the families get more selfish? Is that a necessary step? Do you think that?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a necessary step. I think it's one that, oh boy, what's what I want? Well, that is one of the major changes on Pitcairn.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say that is one of the major changes. That's where you can see selfishness coming in.
Yeah.
Yes. You live a bit more happy life than, you know, if you share with others, don't you?
Yeah.
I think so. Because the saying is, giving is happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we failed in.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the things that were given away, I think is meant, that is the intention of having it shared, you know. But trading nowadays are done like privately, which most people don't really understand. You know, that's what I meant. Those who give things.
Yeah.
Yes.
They expect.
I expect that. Well, large quantity. What I meant.
Yeah.
Just a whole lot of. Well, you've seen items, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's no need to comment. I meant a large quantity of things. I think they meant it to be shared.
Yeah.
Yes. But souvenirs is a privately, it's for each family because they work. That's how they bring in additional income.
Yeah. Now I know that I can see this big antenna there. And I know that you have a special hobby that you are very eager to participate in. Can you tell us about that?
It's a hobby that I'm very interested in. I like you converse with friends overseas, and you know, it's real educational.
Yeah.
I see, yes, you can sort of exchange ways of living. You get to know different cultures, you know, in different countries, and one of the main reasons too for a ham radio here, I'd like to help. You know, I could people who would like to contact, like even with visitors that comes to Pitcairn.
Yeah. That
I've got people that can phone patch them onto their loved ones, and I sort of get a kick out of that, you know. If I can, you know, help people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the way, of course, we do hear about the world news through little transistors that we've got.
Yeah.
But we can also, you know, hear about the happenings in the world too on ham radio. It's not mainly for business.
No.
And it's just a friendly, and it's in a case of emergency, and and it's a hobby I love.
When did you actually receive your license?
I only decided to go for in '86, the latter part of '85.
Yeah?
In '85, yeah.
So it's a quite new hobby for you?
Quite new hobby for me.
But
yes.
you have worked as professional at the radio station for many years?
Yes.
As radio operator?
Yes, as one of the radio operator, yes. Just operating, not repairing. Yes, it's operating, yeah.
Now I like to ask you about your opinion about the development of pitcairn in the future. What would you think will happen? Will the island as such die out of people all living, or will it maintain its population, or what will happen? Or which changes are maybe needed in the future? Have you any idea of that?
There's a question being raised. I remember way back in 1950, the commissioner asking the question, "What do you think will happen to Pitcairn Island?" I said, "I don't," and he said, "Well, he don't know too because he's worrying about it too himself." But I could see more or less in the future that something will have to be done because all the young people are leaving the island now, and the older ones they won't be able to maintain the island.
No. Have you any ideas of which areas you could find new job opportunities on the island?
No, I'm sorry, I couldn't answer that question.
Well, actually, I think that Pitcairn will still be maintained. The government is still continuing to build Pitcairn as well. And with the living outside, there's no way that we can go out and set up a home there.
No.
Now, with all the expenses. And even to go to New Zealand, that it's a question that has always been put before us. We are holding a British passport. We became a British colony in 1838. That's when we signed the original constitution.
Yeah.
And still we have to get a work permit in New Zealand. We cannot work.
No.
Unless they issue us a work permit. We have to become a New Zealand resident. A citizen there, and can you believe it? It costs about $300 just to apply for this permit. And there's no way. And the cost of getting a house to live in outside world, we cannot do it unless the government removes us off the island. And that is one thing that I can, it really indicates that there will always be a Pitcairn.
Yeah.
But as Ben said, the population is more, all the young people are leaving, and how are we going to maintain the island with just a few old people? And that is the only question that, but still I can see there will be a few young people that, wouldn't want to go away.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on that because, you see, because say about 4 more young people go away from the island, how would the elderly folks manage to man those longboats down at the island? That's the point I'm looking at, you see.
Yeah.
We won't be able to get on board to get supplies from those ships and work cargoes from those ships, elderly folks.
No.
Well, by previous contacts, I've learned of quite a number of people would like to come here to reside permanently.
Yeah.
And young people, that's what they wanted, And so I guess if we ever reach a stage where there's no young people, the administration will then consider whether they're going to give a permanent permit for people to reside here, to live here, because personally I think that they will not continue to supply us with expensive equipment if they have in mind that there will come a time and will be left uninhabited.
No.
And that's the way I see it.
Is there any special products you could produce on the island and utilize this incredible fertile soil you have here? Is there any products you could develop in the future. I think of agricultural products, anything like that you could actually export and make a business out of on the island. Have you any idea of that?
Well, actually, we used to export oranges.
Yes.
But we've had, I'm going to call it a blight.
Yeah.
You know, have sort of gotten into our oranges, and they don't accept that anymore. And to export products, there again, it's our shipping situation, it's the transport of taking overseas. Now look at all the mangoes you've seen. Mangoes in shops are very expensive to buy. We've got thousands of mangoes going to waste.
Yeah.
If we only have a way of transporting that, and with so few people, you know, we need to have is it a cannery set up or something like that here to make any success out of that.
Yeah. Could you do that?
Well, I think it's possible. It's possible, but there again, it's the shipping, it's the transportation.
Only if the government helps.
There's no way an individual can do it here.
But one thing, it must be easier to export canned food than fresh fruit, because fresh fruit you have to depend on a ship that comes on a certain date, and on that date it has to be there, and the fruit has to go away. Otherwise, it will be rotten.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
Right,
Canned fruit is the one that they export now.
Even to set up a factory, it was on the agenda at one time. It was in discussion. But with so few people, you know, on Pitcairn, it's very difficult to, you know, to have it going.
I guess there's no doubt that you like to stay on the island. You like it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I do. We've seen part of the world, and we've sort of you know exactly you know the life, what it's like in the world, and we've seen changes in different countries, and as well as Pitcairn. That's why I said Pitcairn is no different than other places in the world.
We have seen nowadays now.
I know with previous books have sort of led people astray of what, you know, because that's natural. So are you up to date? You are filming on Pitcairn as it is today?
I think we have to finish soon, but I'd like to ask you if you have any additional things you like to tell, maybe things we haven't asked about, but you like to tell to the television viewers in Europe. Then you have the chance now.
I have not.
What additional?
What you like to say? What you like to say?
Oh, right, I can't think of anything. Well, the only additional that I can say is that I'm still proud of my home. And you know, it's never mind if it's just a remote island, it's home. And the things that I can, and that's the only additional that I've got to say. Yes.
Right.
Okay, so we'll see you at the party.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay.
There's only 4 minutes left to the sketch or something.
Oh, right, good. Okay, I better remove this, mightn't I?
Yeah.
Just keep it there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Was it that hard, Ben?
Yeah, very hard. Very hard. I don't like mice.
No?
They bite me.
Yeah?
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay, thank you, and
Yeah,
I
thank
hope
you
that
to you.
made
We
your...
like to see what we got in the box.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
Tonight you'll be laughing. Oh.
No. We will go to the birthday party, so maybe we'll be laughing there, but not about that.
I don't care, I was. And how much are our postcards? 4 for $1. Different views here. No, should have another view here. 4 for $1. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good time.
That's enough.
Come on, boy. Good. Come on, another one. Good boy. One more. Good boy. Sometimes it stays on the perch here.
But it'll never land?
No, on the perch here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh. Oh yes, that's made for him. Good boy.
Og hermed forlader vi Ben og Irma. Som Irma siger, Pitcairn-øen er ikke den samme, som den findes beskrevet i de mange bøger. Øen og dens folk er blevet forandret, både på godt og ondt. Hvad der ikke er forandret, ja, det er gæstfriheden og venligheden. Den har vi mødt. I næste uge ses vi igen her på kanalen. Vi forlader ikke Pitcairn endnu. I den kommende uge får øen besøg af et kæmpestort krydstogtskib med over 1000 mennesker ombord, og alle ser meget frem til det. Vi skal se, hvordan det spænder af i det næste program. Indtil da må I have det godt. Vi ses og farvel.
Con la fuerza de mi voz,
Vamos a decir que no.
Yo lo canto sin temor.
Vamos a decir que no.
todos juntos a triunfar.
Vamos a decir que no.
Por la vida y por la paz.
Terminemos con la muerte, es la oportunidad.
Debe ser